Hello and welcome back to the Clara CFO Group channel. Today we're going to cover ARPA, the American Rescue Plan Act, and some of the key provisions for small businesses. So this was a very large stimulus package that was passed and effective as of March 11th, 2021. However, there were some key small business provisions, and that's what we're focused on here on this channel is small businesses and small business finance. So that's what we're going to cover today in this video. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we're going to have some follow-up videos on these subjects and go into more deeper dives as we get more guidance and exactly how to apply some of these stimulus features. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like it if it's helpful, and let's go ahead and talk about the ARPA. So ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act, that is the big stimulus package that we've been waiting for a while. The first thing I want to address here is that there's not much to change with PPP in ARPA, okay? So almost every single stimulus we've had so far has had changes to PPP. This one has a very tiny provision adding a little bit of PPP funding. We're talking about $7 billion, close to $900 billion added to this program total. So $7 billion kind of seems like pocket change at this point. Really, that's not doing a whole lot to round out this program. They are not changing, they did not change the deadline in this act, the Rescue Act, and they really didn't do a whole lot else. What they did do is they were opening it up to additional nonprofits as well as online digital media agencies. So go and check that out. If you are a nonprofit and you were not previously eligible for a PPP, you might now be eligible. Okay, so we're going to get into detail of that as time goes on, but I wanted to bring that to your attention. The next big change that I want you guys to know about is ERTC. Employee retention tax credits have now been extended through December 31st, 2021. This is huge. So these retention credits allow both between 2020 and 2021 retention credits, you could get up to $33,000 per employee. Okay, so go back and watch our video where Brittany Malador and I from Larson Gross talked about the ERTC. A lot of those rules are still the same. We were talking about that when the program was originally ending on June 30th. So now this program is going to be extended to December 31st, but we have a lot of guidance on how to apply the different 2020 and 2021 ERTC tax rules there. And I'm sure we'll probably call her back or we'll have more talk on the ERTC down the road on the channel as well. So again, stay tuned. All of this stuff that has been just passed, a couple weeks ago, we're still getting guidance on exactly how to apply some of these rules. So this video is really meant to just bring your attention to these things so you know to keep an eye out and what might affect you in the future. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is that restaurants are getting extra funding. This is not part of PPP. It relates to PPP in that there's some interaction, but this is not part of PPP. There's something called the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. This fund is putting almost $30 billion towards helping restaurants recover. And really, this fund is calculated as the difference between your 2019 and your 2020 revenue. So this could be a pretty extensive fund for a lot of small business owners. There is some interplay between PPP and the Revitalization Fund, so we'll get into that as we get guidance. But this could definitely be something that you might want to look into. The other thing we're seeing from ARPA is that the shuttered venue grant has now that we have guidelines for that, they have basically said that if you got a PPP loan before December 27th of 2020, that's not going to reduce your shuttered venues grant. If you receive a PPP after December 22nd, so you got it in PPP2, that will affect your grant amount, but not if you got a PPP amount before the Economic Aid Act. So that's kind of a big deal. So keep that in mind. The shuttered venues grants are just now kind of being opened up. Now that we have guidelines, you can go and actually look right on the SBA website now to find out more about the shuttered venue grants. I wanted to let you guys know that too, because there are now more abilities to sort of start stacking these benefits. So we have already talked about how ERTC and PPP can now work together. There's some play between restaurant that revitalization fund and PPP, and then the shuttered venues and PPP. So we're definitely seeing the SBA and the government in general being more open to stacking these benefits because they're basically seeing the need that a lot of businesses will need to in order to survive. So the last thing I wanted to bring to your attention when it comes to small businesses is that the EIDL, targeted grants, or those advanced payments, they have expanded that program as well. So if you did not get that before, you might potentially be eligible for an additional advance. Okay, so watch out for that. The last thing I wanted to bring up is actually not necessarily related to small businesses. It's more related to unemployment, but I know a lot of small business owners, especially sole proprietors and independent contractors, did also receive unemployment during this pandemic time. So what we're seeing is that the IRS has stated that up to $10,200 is not taxable income on your 2020 taxes. So you can essentially have $10,200 of unemployment wages for free, and that is not considered taxable income. So from a federal perspective, now that doesn't say anything about your states. Your states may still do something different there, but from a federal perspective, you get an exemption for $10,200 of unemployment wages. All right, so I wanted to make sure you guys knew about that. There's probably going to be more about ARPA coming down the pike, but I wanted to make sure that you kind of had the highlights. These are the things that I want you to kind of keep your ears perked up about if you are either a restaurant or you're a shuttered venue, or you are potentially a nonprofit that has been out of the running for the PPP in the past. You might now be able to get some PPP money because of ARPA. All right. Well, let me know if you have questions in the comments below, because from your questions, I will use some of that information to help make other videos based on, what are you guys curious about? What do you need help with? That's what I'm here for. And that's what we're looking to do here. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like the video because it helps other people see the video when we get more likes. So thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.